Now this is pod racing. This is kind of an experimental design for a decoder I made, which I also really hate because it defeats its own purpose by being huge and unwieldy. Over here I've made some prototype highly tileable gates. Over here we have the XOR gates, of course. I think I might have shown those last time, but I don't remember. It's just using a memory bit and some fancy workarounds to work. Over here we have AND, marked by this really low resolution A that you wouldn't know what it is until I told you. You'll probably think it's an up arrow. But as you can see, this is a functioning AND gate that does not interfere with its neighbor. Hold on a second, what is this? There we go, it's fixed. So heart attack avoided, evaded, avoided, whatever. So it's functioning now. This is just a stupid OR gate. Also functioned as you would expect. Over here I experimented with a really compact staircasing, but then I realized halfway through making this, what's going to happen when you try to put something over through here? That's right, it's going to do that, and even if you do this, look, it's still broken. So that's impossible. This cannot be used for anything but bringing one ribbon cable up to a level. It cannot carry more than one ribbon in it, or composite I should say, keeping with the convention. Over here, this is the best busing and staircasing I've been able to do so far, and it's still not great. You see, the staircases, by their nature, need to be at least one block away from each other in their current form. If I use something like observers, I could get it more compact, but like I said, it's a problem in speed. Also, I'm not entirely sure how I would yeah, it's just a mess. Also over here, I've been trying to experiment with some other strategies, which have all failed so far. But that's a good thing. We know what doesn't work now. I've also been thinking about how to implement some lookup tables and some registers, among other things, to form a very primitive FPGA, which of course would allow me to do other more interesting things like making some programmable hardware, as I'm sure it's thought of to be, with firmware that I load onto a ROM that is read by the FPGA, that then emulates whatever circuit I specify using, what is that called again? Hardware, it's, it's, it's something, what is the name? Well, Verilog is one of them. I remember the acronym has H at the beginning, so I immediately think of HTML, or HDMI even. There's actually not very much to show today, because I've actually been doing most of my work off camera in Dwarf Fortress and other things like that, and also researching other things as well. And I'm not going to do any work on camera today because I have other things I need to do and I have a tight schedule. So this is as much as I can output right now. This I actually plan on being part of the FPGA, the general random access memory for the whole system. And those are going to be marked as variables, each one of them. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to have these be numbers instead of logic bits or what. But I guess I'll figure out how to do this later. And then, of course, it can have gates, do conditions based on variables and output to other variables. So that's nice. So that can emulate basically any logical circuit, which is to say any digital circuit, which is also to say that it's Turing complete. Because if you can emulate any circuit, you can emulate, that means you can emulate a processor, which means you can emulate any other processor, and you know how it goes.